My little corny rendition. Hello, 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 hello. Peace and love, chat. I just want to say a few words about what's going on in New York. You know, the blackout. The blackout. Like, what is going on? Like, what's really going on? You know? Hey, Mary Hart. Can you hear me?
Hey, Mary Hart.
Oh, okay. I just want to check my sound.
Can you hear me? Hey, Mary Hart.
Thanks for coming over. Thanks for coming over. I'm not going to be long.
Thanks for coming over.
So,
Thanks for coming over.
the
I'm not gonna be
situation that's
long.
going on in New York right now. Hey, Purple Gang. I just want to read you guys a couple of things. New York Governor Cuomo slammed electric company. Our electric company out there is called Con Edison. All right. He says he slammed the electric company Con Edison as thousands of people were without power Sunday night amid dangerously hot weather. Okay, the thing about New York has a lot of humidity. Hey, Eric Brown, New York has a lot of humidity. Hey, all right, I'm gonna say what I want to say, and then I'll give my shout outs and my love to everybody when I'm finished. I have the worst allergies. Okay, so he said we've been going through the situation with Con Edison for some time, and again and again and again, they should have been better prepared. About 46,000 New York City customers were without was in a blackout as of 9 p.m. Okay, because of continued heat and high usage. Just 1 week after a transformer fire turned off, nearly 75,000 people was without lights. Majority of Sunday scattered blackouts affected the boroughs of Brooklyn and Queens. Okay, so this is where New York is not a good place to have a blackout at, okay? Everybody who will have their security systems done, their houses are now open, okay? Uh, the people who have asthma, breathing issues, you know, all kinds of things goes off when you have a blackout. Living in a city environment. You know, I get blackouts all the time with the thunderstorms and stuff. That's why I be online with you guys up there, sitting up here in the dark, watching what's going on, waiting for the transformer to get hit. Because the power will go off, and it may be a few hours, but I'm in the suburbs. I'm out in the fucking woods. Like, we see the cat light eyes light up before we see anything else. You know what I'm saying? So, you have to have emergency backup. You guys, if you're a homeowner, I would tell you guys, go and invest in an emergency generator. Go and invest your money in an emergency generator, especially if you have elderly people living in your house and you have people that have illnesses that actually needs, oxygen, other life sustaining things. And if you live in a city setting in whatever state you live in, whoever is your electricity supplier, contact your electricity supplier and let them know that you have a life or death illnesses going on where you must have electricity. Okay, you must have electricity to run your oxygen tanks. You must have electricity to use whatever it is to sustain your life. That's just a FYI for you guys. So, now, Como urged the residents to check out on their neighbors. You have to check on your seniors. You have to check on your neighbors. You have to check on those who are wheelchair disabled. Well, when I worked in New York, I was the vice president of the CERT, the CERT, for the 9/11 for the blackout. So I know a lot about, hey Cleveland, I know a lot about emergency kits. I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm gonna do a video for you guys. I'm gonna take you guys in my garage and show you all the stuff that I have in my to go bag. It's called a to go bag. I have one for each and every person that lives in the house. Well, me and my son and my grandniece and so on. Everybody has their own to go bag. Okay? And what it has inside of it in case of emergencies. Okay? Hey, Jermaine. So, from there, he says, Como urges residents to check on their neighbors, especially the elderly, who are increased risk of health heat related illnesses. New York deployed state police generators and lights and towers to provide support. So every community should have this. Okay, that's why it's important. I'm going to get there, King. I know where you're going with this. I'm also going that way as well. Every community needs to have a community area where everybody meet up at. Okay, where everybody can shelter in place. Okay, so one of the things that I did in New York City, we turned our community center into a shelter in place, and every block had their own. Okay, every block had their own, and it's important to know that you know who your neighbors are, you know who the elderly are, you know who the sick people are. You know, you need to know who these people are. You know, like when it's blazing, blistering hot outside, how do you know if they may need some ice water, they may need some ice? You know, they could be sweltering in their house with just a freaking fan on because New York City projects is made out of concrete, cement, okay? Them walls, the windows will burn before those walls burn, okay? They made with the real brick. You know, a lot of houses and stuff like that. That's one of the main things that I requested in my house when it was being built was that my house had heated oven bricks. Okay, I better ask somebody about the bricks. So bricks that are fire resistant. That's why you never see a project burn down. You never see a project burn down. You see it have no windows. You see the scars from it burning, but you never see a project burnt down. Okay, so now, Con Edison said it reduced the voltage by 8% in affected areas to maintain services as repairs are being made. When you have a blackout, please, people, please, and I'm saying this for anybody, anywhere who lives anywhere. If you have a blackout, make sure you cut you pull the plugs. I'm not saying pull the plugs out of everything in the house. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying pull the plugs on everything in the house. Hey, Miss Gigi. Hey, Yoshi, Marshall. I'm not saying pull the plugs in everything in the house. I'm going to tell you to disconnect your deep freezer. I'm going to tell you to cut off your air conditioning. Okay? I'm going to tell you to, you know, don't disconnect your refrigerator unless you're going to be woke. If you're going to fall asleep and just think you're going to wake up in the morning, you're going to have lights, I pray you do. But if you don't, just go ahead and disconnect the refrigerator. Why I'm saying to disconnect certain appliances, because if they're on during a blackout, if they are on, they will blow your relay. Now you have to go and find the box on the wall to find out if what fuse is burned out, because it all comes on in sequences. It all comes on in sequences. So if everybody got their air conditioner going, everybody's air conditioner going, this thing is going to take even longer for it to build up the voltage to supply to all these things that took it out in the first place. Okay, I'm gonna read to you guys what King King just said. King Donovan Phillips. They're practicing for martial law and total control on people. This is not by accident. It has been happening around the world. Many people don't believe in the one world government is coming. Okay, and then he also said Hey, Daryl. I think I was right, wasn't I? Daryl, what would you write about? You know what, Daryl? Don't play with me. um, those people who run the world at the moment, not in their time is running. Their time is running out, and they don't need to break down the world population. About 3 billion people, we need to look at the bigger picture. What the sister saying is true. All right, yeah, absolutely. Because this is how far back I can remember. I'm going to go back to when I can remember. I remember the blackout in New York in 1977. In 1977. And the blackout wasn't a couple of hours. It was a while. So many things happened during that blackout to where New York put it in legislation. I my code. Put in legislation that New York City could never have a blackout that severe again. Never have a blackout that severe again. And what that was saying was that there was robbery, people was getting killed, people was all the stores got robbed. People was walking down the streets with the fucking big ass tube TVs, okay? Walking around with wash machine refrigerators and dryers and all kinds of stuff in 1977. So just think about what a blackout in a big city like this would do today. New York back in 1977 was worse than 2003. And we go, absolutely, because that's why they got these grids. That's why they added more grids. That's why they have to add more grids, and they added more grids. Okay, so if they are putting on the voltage, see, it's about a mind control thing. They wanted to get a reaction to see. Listen. They want to get a reaction to see what would people do without lights. I promise y'all, I told you guys this a few months ago. I'm tired of you guys saying, "Oh, she don't know what she's talking about. That's crazy. She's talking about a psyop." No. When they want to control you, they will take away certain things from you. Okay? Certain things from you. Here it is. We got seedless food. We got seedless fruit. We got food that's being made, okay? Not grown, being made, okay? What do you think will happen if they turn out the lights in your city? You shut off the lights, nothing moves. Nothing. The gas don't pump from the gas stations. Nothing moves. Nothing. Total chaos. Total chaos. If you go back and you look at all the crazy, scary movies or whatever happened, it's always happening at nighttime or broad daylight and there's no power on nowhere. Yeah, I know the blackout. That's what I said. It didn't last a few hours. It lasted a long time. I lived on the 20th floor in the projects. Okay, so trust me, I know how long it lasted. It took us damn near a day to get upstairs. We had to wait, stay outside, and have fun all night long and wait till daybreak so we can start climbing up the stairs. And those people who did climb up the stairs, they climbed up the stairs during with lighters, okay? And the project staircase in 1977 was not the place to be. But anyway, so we trying to figure out what is Con Edison doing to get this electricity problem under control. Because if it's not under control, it will cause more and more problems. And these problems are made by the, I'm sorry, I don't want to sound like conspiracists. They're testing on you. They're testing on you, okay? They're testing you. When things like this happen, generally the area gets very chaotic and people start doing a lot of bad things. So it gives them the opportunity to coming out to put out so-called peace. Well, first of all, the time the police get to where they're going to be, It's already chaotic. So traffic alone is going to stop them. We don't have horses anymore, okay? We don't have horses, so traffic alone is going to stop them from getting to wherever they need to get to, because the lights be shut off. Okay, the lights will be off too. Okay, so if the lights are off, there's no sense of direction. You don't have enough policemen in the city of New York to keep everyone safe. Okay, that's why it's important for your community. It's important for your community to keep each other safe. Okay, you remember how I said it takes a village to raise a child? Okay, it takes a community to keep a community safe within its own community. Okay, so with that said, we're going to talk about why, like, how is it that you're selling more and more air conditioners? You think the government don't know about these the air? Now, mind you, the air conditioner people think, oh, they take it for granted. Don't take it for granted, because you can't buy that Freon in the store. Okay, the government controls that. Okay, it controls the stuff that goes inside of the air conditioner. Okay, so the more voltage is kicking out, the more wattage you're eating up, the more they make. That's how that works. You know how you can easily get a $500 electricity bill? Try living in Texas. I'll tell you all about it. When they charge you 13 cents per kilowatt. Okay? So you can do the math on that. The police the police don't have enough manpower. They don't have enough manpower to stop all the robberies. But the one thing that the police in New York City, and I tell you because I know it by firsthand, the thing about police in New York City, they will protect the property. Okay? Property of the state. Not the mom and pop stops. Not the mom and pop stores. They will protect the property of the state. All them big time worldwide chains of stores and stuff, the Macy's and the Saks Fifth Avenue and the designer stores, yeah, they don't care nothing about the supermarkets, the grocery stores. Those will be hit first, okay? See, people attack what's in their neighborhood, okay? That's just like what happened in Compton. How they sat there and they was like, no, we're not gonna burn down our state, our area this time. We going after their stuff, you know. Yeah, but most of the city was put in jail. A lot of people was put in jail, but they got back out because, you know, that's why most that's why most of them are in jail now, considering the president at that time. But that's neither here nor there. So I just wanted to talk to you guys a little something about how to protect yourself during this time when it's so hot outside, to where, you know, electricity is going to go off. It's going to go up. So I would tell you to try to conserve as much as you can, and definitely get into buying a generator. Police probably couldn't stop the robberies around the cities. No, they can't. They couldn't. We had a revolution in my country in 1983. All right, before I finish that, King, tell me what country you from. Are you from, I have an idea, but I want you to tell me. In 83, and there was a lot of looting. America came in and said, so-called invasion, but they created the problem in the first place. And now my country's unstable. Grenada. Yeah, that I know. I heard about that. I read up about that as well. I read up about that as well. You know, I read about Grenada when I was doing some research on Haiti. Okay? And I'll tell you guys, when I did the research on Haiti, I did not know that Haiti and Dominican Republic is one landmass. It's one landmass. They're separated by a border, not even a bridge, a border. They're separated by fence. But you know, that's another story that we can get into one day. We can get into that story one day about that when I talk to you guys about the different states and the different countries. And you know, me living in New York all my life, I've been to a lot of different states and a lot of different countries, and I never wanted to go to where I never wanted to go to where it was always for the tourists. I was never much of a, oh, let's go hang out with the tourists and all that stuff like that. I want to go where the people are. I want to go where the people are. Hey, Angela, thanks for coming by. Thanks, Angela, for coming by. I want to go where the people are. You know, I want to eat what they're eating. You know, my ex spouse used to get all tight with me. He was like, why we can't go here? I was like, all right, I understand it's your vacation too, but let's go where the people are. You know, because not for nothing, we surrounded by all the people that's here. You know, just sitting up here up under the sun, getting rest and stuff. Let's go and venture out and learn the culture. Let's learn some culture, and then we can come and lay up on the beach and ski, snorkeling, and all that woo woo, stuff that we don't want to do anyway. Okay, how about that? So during that, we got to eat, taste the flavors of the different cultures of food and stuff. You know, what American does, they create the problem and then come in the country as a savior. But after those countries worse than they were before, look around the world where America invaded. Yes, that's true. Hey, dirty broke. Hey, you still doing your blurpees? The Las Vegas shooting. See, this is why I don't watch the news, because I don't watch the news because they lie so much. They lie. And I'm gonna touch on. Hey, New York Jets gaming. Oh no, wait, what happened? You don't know nothing about the blackout in New York, boy. You better stop. You better stop it. You better stop it. I'm references this question to Jermaine. All right. Tell us. We want to know what happened in New York. Come on, New York Jets. Tell us about it. Oh, and you in California. Man, I thought you was from New York. You play too much. Jermaine, you saw the Vegas shooting in person. Which shooting are you talking about? Domination. What does that mean, New York? Jermaine, you have to explain which shooting you talking about. Um. Well, this picture I'm showing you guys is a bigger picture, but I had to shrink it down so it could fit into the screen. I had to shrink it down so it could fit into the screen. This is my picture. This is the oil painting of New York that I had done because I was homesick. I was homesick. Yes, and I wanted to remember New York that I love so much, where the World Trade Tower stood. I don't know what's going on with that freedom. Oh, matter of fact, speaking of that, not even a week ago, a few days ago, matter of fact, the Freedom Tower went down. 100 floors, 90 floors and up went black. So, and I ain't got time for that craziness going on out there. Okay, Jermaine, you said you was there. All right. Let me ask you a question since you said you was there. How is it possible, okay? How is it possible that someone opens up the window in the hotel, shoots all those people from the window, right? Shoots all those people from the hotel, from the window. People videotaping. We see people on the ground. We see the shells hitting the ground, right? So where did the shooting come from? How could it possibly have came from the hotel window? And as you see the man walking, leaving the hotel, you see, if people would put things in sequence, it would make it better to understand. But this is how the world works. The world wants to confuse you. Okay? The world wants to confuse you. Oh, okay. It's from Lunacy's dad keeping his dream alive. Okay. Our forefathers never depended on things we are using today, and they were much better off than us. I just think about it. They control everything we use. So that means it's very easy to bring us down. Okay, King. Uh, I understand that. I'm going to tell you that I personally, I try to practice what I preach. I don't buy unnecessary things. I don't use stuff unnecessarily. I'm not excessive. I used to be. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be that person that was doing that and just splurging on a whole lot of craziness. That has no value. That has no value. Okay. And then I started researching because I had this feeling inside of me that things are not what they seem. Things are not what they seem. Okay. So I started reading more. I always read a lot, but I started reading more, and I started like getting into more cultural things. Is that a better way to put it? Now, now, now I'm gonna tell you, we talking 32nd floor. Okay, I don't think it was that many floors in that building. Okay, so you know, for you to hear, you can hear gunshots. All right, you can hear gunshots. The louder the gunshot, the louder the gunshot is, the closer it is, and when it's and for it to hit the ground, how is all those shells hitting the ground coming from the coming? Okay, first of all, you have to understand how a gun works. I'm not going to get into that either right now. In order to understand how that works, I'm gonna give you a quick session. When you shoot it, it falls straight down. Okay. When you shoot it, the casing falls straight down. The casing don't go flying with the bullet. Okay. The bullet goes one way, the casing goes straight down. So saying that, how is all those people being sprayed with casings all over the place down there? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. They make us depend on so-called better life, moving away from things that keep us together and using things that they provide us with. In other words, we go to them for everything that we need. When I say them, I'm talking about the people that created the system. I understand what you're saying, King. I understand that. I definitely understand that. I understand that. And see, and what I'm saying is that in order to understand they as in the government, the system, we have to stop putting money in their pockets. We really have to stop. You know what I'm saying? We really have to stop putting money in their pockets. Just think how much you can do for your family if you didn't have to pay $400 or $500 on something, some water. Come on now. They charging for water. I'd rather sit in the dark all day. In the daytime, I open up all my curtains and let as much sunshine come into my household. So I'm not running any electricity during the day. And when the sun begins to set, I close up my windows. I'll probably be on the computer, whatever. There's nothing else going on. Quiet. Only thing that's going to be running is the refrigerator. That's how I conserve energy. I keep my computer on. I'm not a TV watcher. Everybody else is living their life. So just telling you, things, the ways that you can conserve energy, so you won't have to be in candles. Now, I'm not a big fan of candles all over the house. Okay, I would say get the lights and buy you batteries. Buy the batteries. Keep a flashlight. Keep flashlights handy. Especially in the hot seasons, because have you ever noticed there's not hardly any blackouts in the wintertime? Okay? People got air conditioners running in every room. Exactly. Bullets don't go that far. Bullets don't go that far. If I maybe tomorrow, depending on how I'm feeling. If you want tomorrow, I can go and relive with you guys some of the stuff. But it goes into being a psyop or whatever. Things that's not true because I was on the ground when 9/11 happened. I did not see the first plane, but I saw the impact as it came out through the other side on the first plane. And me and my coworkers, we got on the roof. We got on the roof of a building, okay? Because we was like trying to see, we was just trying to see what was going on in the World Trade Center. We was trying to see, and we saw they was like, oh wow, a plane ran into the World Trade, and I'm like, a plane ran into the World Trade. That's crazy. So next thing you know, all the smoke and everything because the plane hit the World Trade, hit the tower. So like I said, we all up on the roof. A lot of people started going on the roof so they could see. Lucky for us, our roof was only 6 stories. The projects, people that lived in the projects, a couple of blocks down, their roof is 17 stories, mad high. So we saw the plane flew damn near over our heads. The second plane flew damn near over our heads. We was like, oh man, here come the military, right? That's what me and my coworkers was talking about. Oh, that's the military plane because of the way it looked. And we had our Nextel walkie talkies, at the time. We was like, oh shit, the military's here. We're gonna find out what's going on. Da 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 da. Right? And like I said, it didn't look like an airliner. It looked like a military plane. It was dark. It was dark gray. I don't even know if it had windows. It looked like something that, the freaking military would be flying. And then we watched it. We watched it. I can promise you. I can tell you. I can call up maybe 2 or 3 of my coworkers. We was all on the roof together as we watched that second plane go into the second building at the World Trade. All right, that's enough of that. All right. So I don't care if they said it was another plane with people on it, jetliner. No, it wasn't. We allowed them to dictate what's good for us and what is valuable. So to give them control over us. 9/11 was created by the U.S. government. You know how much money they received in insurance. I started walking to the building then, and I saw the plane hit, and I just stepped back. You see, Jermaine? You see? My sister-in-law. I don't like talking about 9/11 though. I'm sorry, guys. It's just a really touchy subject for me. I don't like talking about that. But quite a few people, people who lost their lives there, and I just felt that the government sacrificed the people of their own country for money. That's just my own thoughts. My sister-in-law, she was like, oh, she said to herself, fuck it, I'm already late for work. I might as well stop and get me a coffee and a donut. And while she was waiting online at the truck right in front of her job at the World Trade, what happened? The first plane hit. So that tell you right there, people. What do we do when our government sacrifice our lives? What do we do as people? What do we do as a people? So they call the first blackout that they had. They call it a brownout. They call it a brownout when it only lasts a couple of hours. They call it a blackout when it lasts more than 3 hours. America is a corporation, and people is the subject of that corporation, and that's all. It's about money and for businesses for people that run America. King, absolutely, because another YouTuber who this guy is just so full of information. I gravitate to him a lot, you know, with a lot of his videos. I won't call his name, but he opened up my mind. He opened up my mind to what kind of corporation United States really is, and it was really heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking, and I wound up getting onto it firsthand when I moved to Texas from New York. I got quite a few threatening mails in the mailbox. Well, threatening, I would say threatening from the government saying, you know, I have a certain amount of time to change over my driver's license. I was going to be hit with this fine and that fine. And, you know, me almost having a car accident made it even worse because my driver's license was a New York driver's license. And they tell you if you once they know. Okay, the problem was when I moved to Texas, my house was not ready yet. It was still in the process of getting some finishing touches onto it, being built. So I moved in like in August of that year, but I still lived in Texas as of, I was coming back and forth since then. And so they was sending, I had mail, some shit. I had mail in my mailbox and I didn't even have the keys to open the door. This is how crucial people don't understand. Texas is its own totally different rules than the other 50 states, other 51 states, other 49 states. Because I can't get over Alaska still being a state, and I definitely can't get over Hawaii being a state. So, anywho, that's just my own assumption to that. But so the power has been restored today after the blackout. New York, New Yorkers should continue to exercise caution as everything returns to normal. When things are at its worst, New Yorkers are the best, and they were their best tonight. At the height of the outage, 73,000 customers were affected. 70,000 customers were affected. Restored all customers. Now, my issue is, why does New York have only one power source, which is Con Edison? So that means it's monopolized. Other sources. See, a lot of people don't even. I know a lot of people don't even look at their electricity bill. I'm gonna tell you guys, take your time. When your bill come up this month, remember I told you to do what I'm asking you to do. Take a good look at your electricity bill, providing you pay electricity bill, because some people, their electricity is a part of the package deal. If you will see how much they charge you just to get the electricity to you, okay, for it to get to you, not for you to use it, just for it to get to you, you would not believe it. Okay, you would not believe it. So, Cuomo said that he called the National Guard to come help with the traffic and safety issues. Okay, he called the National Guard. Uh-huh. Car Edison told me earlier that there will be 1 or 2 hours, and now it's several hours, Como said. Several meaning seven, okay? So I just want to make sure that we're prepared. So, blackout between 42nd Street and 72nd Street. From the Hudson River to as far as Fifth Avenue, NYPD has confirmed that there's no foul play. This was a mechanical issue. NYPD and FDNY are currently responding to people with the most urgent needs, especially those stuck in elevators. Okay? Let me tell you, if You're not living in a tenement building. A tenement building would be considered 6 floors or less. If you're living in a condo, if you're living in the projects, in each project, I say 15 floors and better, 15 to 35 floors. You know, it's the reason why New York is called a concrete, you know, concrete city. It's the reason. It's just brick and concrete. These elevators, they've been working on the elevators and stuff, but these elevators are dangerous. They are dangerous. It's the same thing in my country, Grenada. It's also a corporation, and the queen of the head is the head of the corporations and the people. The subject of the politicians are the top slaves that corporate. Well, getting back to that, to what I was telling you, um, they made me, they told me, you know, the first fine was like about $150. The second fine was like $400. The third fine was $750 plus I had to go to jail. Okay? Plus go to jail. So I'm looking up the state laws and stuff, and I was like, I don't understand. How is you trying to get me to change over my license when I don't have a residency yet? You know, and the lady kept saying, well, wherever you at, I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'm not like, I'm staying with someone or I'm in and out of hotels. I don't have a residency. You know, I have mail. When I talk about mail, I didn't even give anybody my address. I don't know how I got so much mail. None of the mail came from anybody I know. The mail came from the government, stores and states and all kinds of crazy shit. All in my mailbox already with my name on it. I was like, well, damn, I don't even have electricity hooked up or nothing running yet. But anywho, I looked it up and it said, I am no longer the property of New York. I am the property of Texas. So, with that being said, we are states' property, okay? And I don't mean the property as in to a building frame, property as in human beings. So, are we still slaves? Yes, we are. We'll get back into that on another subject, on another topic. But that's what that is about. We are the property of the state. Okay? So, that's what's going on as far as with New York. Why? And Cody Manson, when she lives with her partner. Why is that Derek Jeter? I mean, Darryl Strawberry looking like that. But anyway, so things that you need to do, and you know, like I said, you know, Manhattan is an island, so they are only. Look, Carnegie Hall was evacuated due to the loss of electricity. See the things that they're evacuating? They're evacuating property. Property. The Metropolitan Transportation Authority tweeted that there are extensive delays on many subway lines. You know how many people stuck in the subway underground? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I just want to cry. I just thank God I was not one of those people. Well, you know, I can't say. Well, I guess after my anxiety, you know, went away, okay, I probably would be one of the people to help everybody get to safety because of the classes that, you know, we had to endure of how to get out of the train stations and how to handle emergencies, evacuations. So, can you just imagine that can you just imagine that they can put out a report and we believe what they say without having any actual evidence what caused the blackout? We have to remember they control the media. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me tell you, there's a reason why I haven't watched TV in almost 7 years. Okay? There's a reason why I don't watch TV. I got flat screens everywhere. The reason why I don't watch TV because there's so many lies. So many lies. And I'm like, they don't want to tell people the truth. They want you to believe what the media is putting out there. And again, fake news. Fake news. Look what they're doing. West 64th Street, 42nd Street, 72nd Street, 34th Street, 20, all the way down to 14th Street. Okay, this is where all New York City property is. From 14th Street on up to 86th Street, 96th Street. There's only a certain class of people that live on the between those streets. And most of them are industrial. Okay? So they all they care about is protecting their property. Okay, so they saying about the property, sections of Hell's Kitchen in the West, 40s and 50s, it's all about the properties, you know, industrial businesses. Could you imagine all those people? You know how many trains run in New York City? They trains run 24 hours a day, okay? You could take one train from one part of the city all the way to the end, from coast to coast. You got one train that'll take you all the way over to the Atlantic Ocean, okay? You just recognize that you're both paper and the state authority to literally own you. In other words, slavery continues through citizenship. Absolutely. Absolutely. And what a lot of people did not understand about the when I was showing you guys the screening on showing you guys the screening on about the presidency, letting you guys be aware. A lot of these things are just Sharky. You're gonna see my big dog walk through in a minute. A lot of the things that put this here. 1 second, guys. Gotta put my bubbles up. A lot of the things that the government is doing are doing to you right in plain sight, right in your face, right in your face, and you don't see nothing. You don't acknowledge it. You don't recognize it. You don't wonder why is these things happening. You don't want to take your time to understand it. You know, you don't want to because if you wanted to understand it, you would look it up. You would look it up. You would ask questions. Now, as far as the citizenship, if I have to fill out any application, I'm not marking my race. And right now, I'm not even gonna mark my sex anymore either. Because the world has told me personally, it doesn't matter if I'm a man or a woman. It doesn't matter anymore. People are like, oh, I can't wait to get married. If you love each other, what you getting married for? You get married so the government can acknowledge you as a husband and wife on a piece of paper. The piece of paper that costs you $25 to print out is going to cost you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. No matter how many times you rip it up, it's still going to be a documentation on you for the rest of your life. And then when you die, just like you get a birth certificate, you get a death certificate. Absolutely. I have never had to, I have never had to, I never had to disclose my driver's license ID number until I moved out here. Everything. I mean, they actually can tell them your number, and it brings up everything about you. I promise you, it's on your driver's license. It brings up everything about you on a little couple of numbers that's on your driver's license. They don't care what your picture look like. They don't care about none of the information. that you got on that license except for two things: your ID number, okay, and if you're a donor. That's the only thing they care about. Yeah, it's on your birth certificate. All these things have numbers. All these things have numbers. It's about keeping count. So when the censor people come to your house and do the censor, they come and knock on your door, and they do want to get their census report in. Don't I mean I would tell you don't even open your door. Don't even speak to those people. They all have to make their money. Don't get me wrong. It's not them personally that are doing it. It's not them personally that are doing it, but it's the government keeping track of you. That's how they keep track of you. That's how they can tell you. Oh, let me tell you. So I moved into this new area, right? And I promise you, it said there was only 200 200,000 people, 200,000 people that live in my neighborhood, right? Or my area, or county, or whatever it is. Do you not know I passed that sign about maybe 15, say about a month later after I moved in? It had, it went up. They cross out the numbers. They don't cross them out, but they update the numbers. I said, what kind of shit is this? They added five more people. I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is how they keep track of you. According to your driver's license, and if you don't have a driver's license, you got to have a driver's ID. You have to have a license, ID. Okay? So, everybody is arguing and fighting over the citizenship question that's going to be on the census. In 2020, they want to know. They want to know who you are. They want to know who live with you. They want to know what you're doing. They want to know how much money you make. They want to know everything about you. And when I say everything, they want to know absolutely everything. The people behind the system don't see the people as the people. You are a number, and that's how they classify you. In other words, it's the same way they used to treat the slaves back in the day. It's about money. Yeah. Yes, it is. And it's sad. It's sad that you don't see the human beings in people. You see them as a number. So you say, the more people that are in, okay, let me see something. The more people that are in a state, you know, and just last year or the year before, they just passed a bill to make a law that even though you was in jail and now that you're out of jail, you get to vote. You know why they're doing that? Because as people are getting released, they can't have all those constituents not being able to vote for them. Oh no. But yet, all the people that's in jail, that's incarcerated, they cannot vote. But yet, the state has to pay for them. They said it costs about $10,000 a month per inmate. Why do you think a lot of the prisons are privatized? They are making money. They're making money off of people jacking off to come to jail, to go to jail. They're making money off of poverty. They're making money off of these mass murderers instead of sitting there and these people that's murdering all these people, instead of putting them through the trial. Okay, get everybody's innocent to proven guilty. Yes, okay. Once they're proven guilty under the eyes of the law, why should we have to pay for them to live for 20 more years? 20, 30 more years life sentence. Why do we have to take care of them? I wasn't always for the, I'm not going to say lethal injection. I ain't going to say that, but I'm going to say, my house stays cold. Sorry, guys. I'm going to say that I don't want to spend no more of my taxpayer money on these murderers and these pedophiles being in jail. Okay, you need to put their ass in the hot sun somewhere and let them work, do something. So then that takes away jobs as well. Putting them out to work, putting them out to work takes jobs as well. You can't win. How can you win? The high life that they do, we just need to spend money among ourselves. We can truly lift our standards and start owning things we have truly need. Absolutely. I'm very I'm very supportive of black owned businesses and supporting each other, you know, supporting each other. Um, I'm not gonna say just only black people, supporting people that have interests like I have, supporting supporting the mom and pop shops. You know what I'm saying? Supporting the community. Okay, supporting the community. I tell you something that was odd to me. Okay, I got an email say about 9 months ago, almost a year ago, and I'm reading the email and I'm like, how does this my vote? How does this affect my vote? You know, so I just let it sit there, and I let it sit, let it sit, let it sit, and then I finally started, going into it, and I just realized I'm like, what is the purpose of them building a water park? And I promise you, when I say building a water park, I mean they about to build some shit like Six Flags. Okay, I can actually walk there. Okay, I can walk there from my house, and I'm like, why would they put something like that in a residential area? I don't know. And then I just kept thinking, oh, to raise the property tax. So now you're going to raise the property tax. Okay? So, me, I'm always thinking with my third eye. So, if you raise the property tax, and most of the people out here, they working class, mostly 99% is working class people, So, you're going to actually put the working class middle people out of their houses because they can't afford to pay the fucking taxes. The taxes will be too high. The taxes ain't part, you know what I'm saying? The taxes on a three family is like about 4,000. Thank you, Queen, for having me. I really do appreciate it. I'm feeling sleepy and would love you and leave you. Just leave you. Thank you very much, King. I appreciate your conversation. I appreciate it. And one day, when I get things together, I would like to have you up on the panel because I want to know more about where you are. I might even want to interview you. So keep me in mind, in case I drop your email, might want to interview you. You could be the one person that I interview in Grenada because I'm going to start I'm going to interview two people in every state, and I will definitely keep you in mind for where you are. So peace and love, King, and enjoy your night. That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the blackout since King took me off my whole topic. But I love the conversation. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Let me see. Uh-huh. Okay. So, before we can understand the word, we have to understand what it is. Okay, a blackout. A blackout is a failure of electricity power supply. Due to a blackout, their hotels are in total darkness. A suppression of information, especially one imposed on media by the government. So they have different. So we know we're talking about electrical failure. So we want to know what happens What does it mean? And what happens when, okay, if you black out, they set up there, they put up there, you have an anxiety attacks or, stuff to that effect. When a blackout can mean when your body's alcohol levels are too high, and alcohol impairs your ability to form new memories through intoxication. You know, what does it mean for a person to black out? A blackout is a temporary loss of consciousness. If someone loses consciousness for a few seconds or a few minutes, they're often said to have a blackout. It's like the lack of sudden blood supply to the brain. You know, an alcoholic blackout is, the alcohol impairs your memory. So can you black out from anxiety? The stress levels and stuff to that effect. So we want to talk about, so, having some blackouts, when you have it with the mind, it'll cause you to faint. And this is called for lack of oxygen to the brain. Okay, the fainting is treated by medical emergency. So, you have the blurry vision and stuff like that to that effect. So, you try, this is the different forms of blackout. So, but we're talking about the blackout because of electrical power failure. So, we want to know what causes a blackout. Like why? What are the causes of a blackout? Okay. So, they constantly, they don't want to tell you about the man hit the switch. They're going to give you all the other different reasons why a blackout happens. Okay? We're not talking about a blackout as far as health. We're talking about electrical. So let me put in this one, maybe they'll stop playing and put electrical. Okay. So now we have an electrical blackout. New York pops up again. There are many causes of a power failure in an electricity network. Example causes and faults of power stations, damage to electrical transmission lines, or other parts of the distribution system, a short circuit. Okay, so we're trying to figure out what actually caused the blackout in New York. Okay, so it says weather-related causes of power of outages. Lightning is a common cause of outages. Lightning strikes can hit your electrical equipment, causing you to lose power. The wind may blow tree limbs or entire trees onto the power lines, causing lines to ground. Let me tell you, the wind out here ain't no joke, okay? We had 90 miles per hour wind. When I tell you that wind went through the whole neighborhood, nobody had fences. I met neighbors I ain't never seen before. We was talking to each other like if we was right next door to each other, for real, okay? No fences. It said the wind may blow tree limbs, entire power outlets, power lines causing the crash and fall to the ground, breaking the poles. How do you prevent a blackout? Okay? You have to reduce energy consumption. Switch off any tools, electrical equipment, appliances that aren't in use. This is what I was telling you guys about earlier. Turn off the lights that are not necessary in use. While using your air conditioner, keep the doors shut to any rooms that aren't being used. Because when your house gets cool and it cools off, then you have all the doors open to rooms that are not being used. The AC goes in there. Okay, so you want to just make sure you have those things done. Okay, and the more items is, yo, this is crazy over here. I wish you guys could see what I'm saying, but so you have to try to conserve your energy. I tell you about unplugging stuff. So when it does come back on, you'll get the power back immediately. Hey, Von D Games, welcome, welcome. We're just talking about some blackouts, power surges, you know. So, the circuit breakers, that's the word I couldn't remember. You have to make sure you cut them off so your circuit breakers don't blow. If your circuit breakers blow while you're having a blackout, you're gonna be in darkness until you get to the store, okay? Because nobody have extra circuit breakers roaming around, okay? Nobody, okay? And then you don't know what size circuit breakers that you have. So it's good for you to go to your breaker, take some pictures of it. Take some pictures of the circuit breakers so they'll know the actual number that you need. Because if you put in one with too low of a voltage, it won't work. If you put in one with too high of a voltage, it'll blow it out again. So you gotta have the proper voltage for the circuit breaker. Oh yeah, Ron. Yo, New York. I got so many emails about New York going down in electricity, and we trying to figure out like what's going on. Like who is pulling the switch? Somebody's pulling the switch. This is what they do. If they pull the switch, you know what? Hey, Melton Latin. Hello, hello. If if we don't have no electricity, where what are we going to do? What are we going to do without electricity? Okay, there's things that we need to survive on this earth. Okay, yes, we get the light from the sun. Okay, but without electricity, nothing works. So you can have all the solar panels and woo woo you want, but without electricity, nothing works. So we'll be in the dark all the time. Hey Mia, yes. So I'm just telling people how to conserve energy. So I'm gonna tell you how the electricity work. Okay. So yeah, okay. Everybody know about Benjamin Franklin. The lies they tell people, the lies, the lies, the lies. So yeah, so you know the the guy, that's why it's called Con Edison in New York. They got different names in different states. Yeah, they got different names in different states. I don't know what we can do, but it's very scary. Yes, it is very scary. It is very scary because we just don't know. And when I say them, I'm not talking about a particular people. I'm talking about them, the government. They, the government. Them, the government. Because man, I can go so deep into this with you guys, but I'm like, I'm gonna have to save that for another day because it's like, could you imagine how these people feel being trapped underground in the train station for all these hours? All these hours, New York City has trains that take you from, you can be on a train for 4 hours to get to your destination, okay? Hey, Elwick Lee, thanks for coming by. I'm good, thank you. We're talking about this blackout. This blackout is crazy. Vaughn, me and King had a great conversation about this a few seconds ago, right here on this panel. Um, I think my personal belief, because New York City is a big city, okay? I think they're testing. I think they're testing because we had a blackout in 1977. We had a blackout in 1977. Okay, everybody went crazy. Everybody lost their minds. Everybody did a lot of foul stuff. There was a lot of robbing, stealing, a whole bunch of chaos. It was chaotic, total chaos. So, why would you go? Let me see. 1, 7, 1, 7, 7. Let's see. That's 2. That's 9. What? Ooh, almost 37 years ago. all these years ago, now you want to put the lights out in New York? It just seemed like so suspect, very suspect. The last major, and it was hours. I think it was like 20 something hours. Let me look it up because I was just looking at it. I was like, I remember being me and my friends, all my friends and family was having a cookout in the backyard, and the power went out, and we lived on the 20th floor in the projects. Okay, power. Oh, just put 1977. Yeah, it's one of the famous. It's one of the famous blackouts in the United States. Okay, the blackout in 1977. I believe like New York City, USA is safe because no matter what happened, was the summer season. Uh, yeah, yeah. Of course, they're not gonna let out a reason. What they said was, what the media said was that it was overwhelming on the circuit breakers, on the grids because it was one of the hottest days today. People was passing out yesterday. It was so hot in New York. It was so hot in New York. People was it was people was passing out, literally passing out in the streets. Um, so that means a lot of people came on the inside with their air conditioners up high. Since when did it happen? When was the lights went out? Since power lines. They just got their lights back on a few hours ago. I see about 5 or 6 hours ago. Look it up. It was another blackout. They've been having brownouts. What they call brownouts is the lights are only off for a couple of hours while Con Edison reboots everything up. But the blackout lasted longer. It lasted longer, and there was a blackout in 2003. Okay, that blackout in 2003 took out the whole northeastern area. Okay, how is that? How is that? The whole northeastern area of the United States and Canada, the Midwestern, the northeastern, the Midwestern United States, and Canada provinces on August 14th. That was the worst, one of the worst white blackouts. Absolutely. You asked me, am I you in BK? Are you asking me, am I in BK? Vaughn? So, we had a bad blackout in 1977, which showed us that people was not civilized at all. Everybody was robbing, stealing, just lost their mind in 1977. And then there was the blackout in 2003. No, I don't live in Brooklyn. I don't live in Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn. I don't live there anymore. So then, you know, so let me look at this one right here. It said, what caused the blackout of 1965? The cause of the blackout was faulty relay in Ontario, Canada. Okay? Now, what caused the blackout in 1965 was faulty relay in Ontario, Canada that sent a surge of power south that overloaded the transmission lines. Okay? Okay, so that is what caused it in 1965. Okay, so Wednesday, Wednesday marks the anniversary of 2003 New York City blackout when the lights went out August 14th, 2013, less than 2 hours after September 11th attacks. New York is literally feared terrorism, unlike the blackout in 1977. Okay, so this is how crazy shit is, right? And I have to say SHIT because there was a blackout. in 2013. Okay, this blackout, because it was 10 years, so it happened right by September, 2 days after September 11th. So it was the 13th, and it was like 2 days after the World Trade got hit. We have a blackout in New York City. When I tell you, people went crazy, crazy. People went absolutely crazy, crazy. I can't even explain how crazy it was being in New York during 9/11. So that was just a bunch of craziness. So I'm gonna look up and try to see. See, look, they even have the 1977 blackout as a conspiracy. Okay, because all they did was rob people, break up everything, and I ain't gonna say with the black people rob people. I'm gonna say a lot of stores got robbed. A lot of major stores, high end stores back then got robbed, and they got a lot of pictures. You know, I don't know. I would like to show you guys some of these pictures. Mm, mm, Let me see. I ain't want to do all that. I just wanted to tell you guys. I just wanted to tell you guys how to protect yourself during the blackouts. That's what the main reason of me talking to you guys about the blackout. To make sure that you check in on your elders and the sickly people, and our seniors, our seniors. Oh, so, you know, so let me see. 2000, New York Blackout 2019. So, but they ain't got none of that other crap on it. What caused it? Look at that. 10,000 New Yorkers still have no power. And it's hot as hell on a Sunday. Okay? 10,000 New Yorkers still don't have power as of right now. Okay? Then they turn around. Hey, sexy monkey, how you doing? How you doing, baby? Like some of them turned out, but others, but because it's scared, like when the whole street had nowhere. Yeah, exactly. So this is straight off the press again. New York experienced another power outage. 33,000 residents affected. Okay? And today is the 21st. Today is Monday, the 22nd. Well, when I get up in the morning. So, the outage came 8 days after the transformation fire in Manhattan. Are you serious? A transformation fire? Man, if you go back into my videos, I think it was like a couple of months ago, we talking about the sky. The sky and the sky wasn't right because a transformer blew up. It blew up. They gonna say, oh, we don't know what this colorful sky is. A transformer blew up. It tainted the atmosphere. They probably was blowing missiles and shit going on up over there. Man. Mm. I can't begin to show you guys how passionate I am about our people being safe when the devil is busy. But what if the lights were back on? The lights are coming back on now, Edward. They're coming on slowly, but they're coming back on. They only got like 10,000 people without lights now. So, they're not going to tell you the truth. They're going to tell you that only 33,000 was affected. No way there was only 33,000 people in New York City affected by a power outage. No way. It was way more than that, but the media is not going to tell you the truth because the government don't want you to know the truth. Okay? They don't want you to know the truth. So they're going to make the number lower so people don't panic. Okay? I could tell you, let me see, where my calculator at? Oh, I keep forgetting this calculator on the phone, okay? I'm going to just give you a rough estimation, all right? We're going to do 15 floors, right? Times 20 apartments, okay? That's 300. Okay? So we're gonna see. Let's see. We got 15 times 30. 30 apartments. Let me see if I can give me different numbers. Let me see. 15 times 30. 30 apartments. That's 450 apartments in a 15-story building, right? So each area got about say 15 buildings, because it's like each building has different numbers. Okay, let's say 15 buildings times 15. That right there in one project. Okay, this is what I'm telling you. Project is where people live. Concrete buildings, high rises. That's right there. 6,750 people. Not people, units. Not units, apartments, okay? That's 6,750 apartments. So how the hell is it only 33,000 people without power? Not to mention all the stores, not to mention all the boutiques, not to mention all the supermarkets and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera that's in the community. They didn't just say one community went down. They said Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan. Man, the Statue of Liberty did not light up. Okay, go figure. I hate when everyone making moves, I believe. I gotta go. Thank you for coming by, Edward. I appreciate you coming by. I know you guys got ready to go to bed right about now. Appreciate you for coming by. But I'm not gonna be on here much longer. I just wanted to give you guys a little summary. Haven't gotten a cold. Sexy Monkey, you got a cold? Haven't got a cold now. Man, I tell you, my sinuses are so stopped up. Well, I'm not in New York, Edward. Well, I got plenty of family and friends is there, so that's why I'm looking at it. So, but they're not telling us what area. They said the power fully restored following a widespread outage in New York. While power has resumed, most customers before midnight. Okay, the power came back on midnight. So that's about an hour and a half ago. Before remaining have now been serviced. Authorities say, now this is what they said caused the fire. Vaughn, I can't make this stuff up. People would just read the headline and be happy. You got to read what's inside of it, okay? It says, authority says a transformer caused a fire outage on Saturday in Manhattan and left businesses without electricity. Elevators stuck and subway cars stalled, while Con Edison restored electricity to hundreds of thousands of customers, primarily on Manhattan Upper West Side. Just before midnight, remaining 10,000 customers had their power restored around 2 a.m. East Coast time. Okay? So, see, this is why we have to read and understand what we're reading and comprehend well. Okay? Exactly, Sexy Monkey. Exactly. So, if you're telling us electricity to the elevators, there are over, I'm not even going to exaggerate, There's got to be over thousands of elevators in New York. I say thousands of elevators in New York. Thousands. City, in the city. That's why it's called the concrete jungle. After six flights, you ain't no elevator. You got some elevators go to the fifth floor, but they don't go to the sixth floor. Okay, and if you have a sixth floor building, like the one that my nieces and them used to have, 6 stories with an elevator go to the fifth floor, and you walk up one flight. So we're talking about the projects. We're talking 20 stories, 21 stories. I never forget. I used to live 20J in the projects. So that's when I lived with the blackout in 1977. I lived in the projects on the 20th floor, okay? So we're talking elevators, people stuck in subway cars. Like I said, you could take the subway from one part of New York to the next, okay? You can be on a subway train from one part of New York to the next, okay? 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. You could ride 3 hours on one damn train in New York, okay? And each train, I've never counted the cars, but I think there's at least 10 cars on each train, okay? 10 cars on each train. So, the Upper West Side, okay? Upper West Side, all customers back in service with the normal level of reliability, whatever the fuck they want to call that. They're not being reliable when they power going off. Senior citizens need the doggone oxygen tanks and all kinds of craziness, and these people don't have generators. But look at here. Con Edison said 42,000 customers. 42,000 customers in Manhattan West Side were left without power. 42,000. But we just read a few seconds ago that there was only 33,000 people without electricity. How come one area alone has 42,000 customers was left without power? Okay? Oh, man. Hey, Faith USL, how you doing? We had a series of earthquakes in LA that didn't make no sense a week ago. My friend thinks it was also tested. I'm working on something about the earthquakes, okay? I called my son, I was like stressing, please leave now. Oh my, the media making it seem as more than, I said, boy, I'm not playing with you. I expect soon as the ground stabilizes, you relocate right now. Come home. Well, not home to where I'm at, but home back to New York. He was like, I'm okay. I watched a couple of my friends in California. I actually saw the house shaking, okay? It was scary. And then he goes outside and he went outside to check for damages to his house and stuff like that. I was like, are you crazy? Go back inside because shit be falling out the sky, okay? Shit be falling out the sky. Planes, drones, whatever the hell they be having up there will fall out the sky if there's an earthquake. That means the earth is shifting. Why is it shifting? Man, I'm gonna have to go get something to drink because I ain't planning on doing all of this. I just plan to give you guys a good update about what's going on in New York City with their blackout. But it went to all different kinds of areas. He said during the outage, which came to be on the anniversary of 1977, New York City outage has left most of the city without power. Local residents and businesses took to social media. Like, are you serious? Why would you go to take to social media over a blackout? What is social media going to do about a blackout for you? You need to be sitting outside of Con Edison. Okay? We're getting reports about the power outages in stations. complexity throughout Manhattan. We're working to identify the causes. Man, let me tell you. First, I should have just checked. Well, I know spoke to a couple of people out there, and they was like, "This has got to be one of the hottest days, one of the hottest days they have experienced in such a long time." But see, I don't see nothing in the report about the weather. Now he's drinking water. I'm from UK, but did visit US 1997, and we went all over Canada too in 1999. I stayed in New York and New Jersey for the millennium. Okay, so you actually have an idea of how New York looks, but New York face has changed dramatically. Dramatically. Hold on. Hey Google, what's the weather in New York City?
Currently in New York City, it's 80 and partly cloudy. Monday, there will be thunderstorms with a high of 84 and a low of 67. There is currently a flash flood watch in effect.
So you guys heard what Google said, right? Sharky, you all right? I need a second, guys. My dog is bothering me. He wants to go potty. 1 second. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm gonna take you out right now. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Come on. Damn, you gotta go knock everything over. Oh. Yo, you guys, he is so serious about his sprinkles, okay? He is so serious about them. Yes, so he said, climate change is a reality. Now, I feel you for the young generation today. It's the worst time to be young, I think. Um, well, um, I'm not going to say it's the worst time to be young. I'm going to say that we have to do better to do better to prepare our young children. We have to be better prepare our younger generation. Yeah, because they are the millenniums. I'm a baby boomer. They're the millenniums, and they lose their mind without Wi-Fi. Okay, they go crazy without Wi-Fi. So they got a lot of learning to do. So the New York City mayor says, I just spoke to Con Edison about tonight's outages. Their system in parts of Brooklyn is under severe strain, and some equipment has failed. Equipment has failed. So I just think it's kind of strange that uh, they're going to have thunderstorms tomorrow. It's going to be thunderstorms tomorrow. So, what are the chances of another blackout coming to New York City? What are the chances? Thunderstorms, blackout. Mind you, it was very hot these past few days. The hottest New York's been in a long time the past few days. And now they got thunderstorms to put up with tomorrow. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting. I'm going to like watch. Who are the millenniums? The millenniums are the children born in this century. I mean, not this century, in this decade. This decade. Like my when I was born, my generation was considered the baby boomers. And you know, so that's just so funny. So they have different they have different stages of our generations. Okay, baby boomers. Okay. So I'm gonna look up. Let's see. Oh my goodness! Matter of fact, I wasn't even born. I wasn't even part of the baby boomers. Say word. Let me see. So these are the different sexy money, yes, and younger too. These are what they call them. Okay. The baby boomers are born between 1946 and 1964. So that would be my mom's generation. She was defined as the baby boomers generation. What is the name of my generation? Okay, so my generation, this sounds sick. My generation is Generation X, the baby bust generation. You know what? I can't stand them. And the Xennials are from 19, they birth start at 1975. So we talking about the kids now. The kids now are the millennials, Generation Y. Okay, so they was born in 1980. Okay. So let's see what they talking about. What are the year of the generation millennials? Okay. Okay. So I'm Generation X. Yeah, that's about my age. Yep. I'm part of Generation X. Generation X is from, okay, first let's go to the silent generation. Hey, Apocalypse, how are you? You part of Generation X? So, the first time they decided to make all this craziness, they called the silent generation. So, they was born between 1928 and 1945. So, their age range is from 73 to 90 years old right now. Okay? The baby boomers, they was born from 1946 to 1964. Their ages are from 54 to 72. Okay, so that's my mom's age bracket. My age bracket is the Generation X, born from 1965 to 1980. And I'm in that bracket, the 38 to 53 bracket. The millennials, they are born from 1981 to 1996, which makes them the 22 to 37 year olds. Okay? So that's my oldest son is in that bracket. So these people these people that are running around right now that are under the age of 21, they are called post millenniums. Millenniums. Okay? They're called post millenniums. Born between 1977 to the present. Okay? So I'm going to read something real quick. In addition to defining the birth years of baby boomers, Generation X, Pew main focus with this research was to highlight where the millennials end and yet the unnamed post millennials generation begins. The new millennium cuts off in 1996 is important because it points to a generation that is old enough to have experience and comprehend 9/11. You see what I'm saying with these freaking people? While also finding their way through 2008 recession as young adults. See how they put people in categories? Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Mm, 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 mm. Make you think. Mm, mm, mm. This is, I'm a Generation X with some touches of baby bloomers. No, you're not. No. What year was you born in, Apocalypse? Because you can't be both. You can't be both. Pick a generation. Pick a generation. If I'm in Generation X and the age is from 38 to 53, okay? baby boomers stop at 64, okay? So pick a struggle. Oh my goodness. Because believe it or not, on a serious note, each year defines a different point of time. Well, if that's the case, I'm old soul too. I'm old soul, but I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care if I was 100 years old. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't care if I was 100 years old. It's always pointing back to a place and a time. So Yeah, I want to see. I want to see if Trump said something. Because Trump, he got all this. He probably did it. Man, they probably did it because of him. He probably hit the switch. you know, they mad at him and they hit the switch on New York lights. Let me find out. Yeah, that is crazy. He hit the switch. They're like, we don't want Trump in 2020. Hit the switch. That's crazy. That one person can control so much. Can control so much. Do you know how many people die in the heat strokes? Just as many people that die in the wintertime with no heat. Mm. It's just crazy. I remember that. I lived in Cleveland, Ohio. Okay. It lasted for a couple of days. So now what I'm going to research, I got so many things on my desk. I can't get, I have stacks and stacks of different things that I'm going to produce to you guys. I'm just trying to really figure out this new streaming thing that I'm going to be doing. Because now I want to know how many other states are experiencing this. How many other states? I know New York is a famous city. But how many other cities are experiencing these blackouts? And what is causing them? I personally, a matter of fact, since we were talking about earthquakes, wow, really? I did not know that, Sexy Monkey. I did not know that, really? Do the right thing. Wow. Um, Apocalypse. You mentioned weather manipulating satellites. Oh, excuse me. I'm having some soda. I really need the burp. Excuse me. Um, I remember a couple of years ago. I'm gonna look up the earthquake in California. Earth. In California. Okay. It wasn't. No, it was 2000 and something though. 2015, something like that. But anyway, there was an earthquake in California, and we actually felt it here in Texas. Yes, we did. And I remember there was an earthquake, and it was, and this is the strength, on this side of the country, California and them have earthquakes. But there was an earthquake in Washington D.C. Okay, we felt that earthquake all through New York. It was horrible. When I tell you, shit shaking, it was like, and we didn't get the actual earthquake. We got the aftershock. Yeah, the aftershock. Oh, going back to my son. So I told him no. As soon as the earth stabilized, I expect you to jump on the next plane out of Cali. He's like, okay, Mom, I'm leaving. And then the next day was another earthquake. He was like, Ma, I just booked my flight. I'm so serious. I'm like, you should be. You a city boy. Earthquakes ain't your thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was like, I see why people don't have curtains up at their door, at their windows. I'm like, whatever, crazy. So anyway, these Weather manipulating satellites. Okay. When you say weather manipulating satellites, I have to ask you, where are these satellites? That question is for Apocalypse. Now, I need to know for you to tell me the position of the satellites. And I ask that for the reason I will give you once you put in your answer. Okay, so California, little secrets. We love earthquakes. Man, San Francisco don't sit down somewhere. I know they've been around for decades. I know they've been around for decades. Okay, 7.1 magnitude earthquake in California. Okay, what's the last earthquake in California? 2014. Earthquake struck 5.1. Earthquake 5.3 hit Los Angeles. What was the strongest earthquake? Strongest earthquake hit the Bay Area. Yeah, a lot of my people's out there in the Bay Area now. That was 1989, which killed 63 people, caused $6 billion in property damage. The earthquake measured 6.9. The famous one that leveled San Francisco in 1906 measured 7.8. Lord, they're orbiting the planet. Okay, Apocalypse. Yeah, Vaughn, I know you're in the Bay Area. You're not too far from where my son live at, because he over there towards that Bay Area as well. I asked you, Apocalypse, because as long as you don't say they out in space, I'm good, because I personally, I have not seen it with a naked eye, but I personally believe that all the satellites is in Earth orbit. It's not in outer space. They in Earth orbit. Okay. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Fine. Okay, so that's that's what's going on over there, right? So let me see. I tell you right now, Vaughn. I'll be screaming at him. Be like, no, I'm not playing with you. He was like, I know, he's scared of my baby come home, da da da. I know he gonna kill me for this one. Listen, I was like, are you okay? He said, yeah, I'm good. What's going on? I'm like, earthquake. He was like, I knew I wasn't bugging. I'm like, OMG. He gonna say, it was a baby one. He said, I'm laying here in the bed, like, is the bed shaking or am I bugging out? I was like, brace yourself. Another one may be coming, you know. So, I was like, turn on the weather channel. And, I'm like, and when that happened, when that earthquake situation happened, that was in December. That was a video that's a conversation we had in December 2018. Right? So, so again, like in July, right? I was like, are you okay? He said, yeah, that was a baby shake. The news is hyping it up like crazy. I'm like, brace yourself. Another one is coming. And he's like, yeah, that wasn't no baby. He's like, that wasn't no baby shake. Today was a full-blown earthquake. He's like, I'm getting the hell out of here tomorrow after work. Yeah, my sons be having me rolling. Play too much sometimes though, but I'll be like, oh boy. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Let's see. So he over that way. Bunch of crazies. You know. Where he at in the bay? Oh, I have not been there personally. I have not been there personally, but I know he's in that area. He's in that area because I told him I don't want to come out there. Let me see. Okay, he's over there by the Van New. Let me type it in for you. Spell check. Uh, he's over here. Yeah. So oh my goodness. So it's so crazy with these earthquakes, and I'm like, I keep telling people, there's things they don't know about these earthquakes, and that they're hiding from the public. They're hiding these things from the public. Okay. So they even got different. I mean, anytime you can give earthquake numbers, you guys go watch that St. Andres Van Falls, St. Andres. I can't think of it. I can't. Well, it has the rock star in it. Saint Saint San St. Andreas. I can't pronounce it 2 times. Yeah, he's over that way. And they talk about how they do the magnitudes of the earthquakes, and how is there's a lot of things about earthquakes we don't even know about. And if you don't look them up and try to understand it, you won't know about them. But they they coming from China. They coming from different parts of the country, and something is going on underground as well as above us. That I mean, just think of what an earthquake really is. What is going on that the whole entire area actually shakes, shivers? What are they doing underground? I personally just found out that they got so much stuff that they doing in the sea, in the oceans. It's ridiculous. And then you wonder why our water is being polluted. You wonder why our water is being polluted. You wonder why. There's so much stuff that they building under in the ocean. In the ocean, they can't go so far, but they in the ocean. All the power lines are down there. All the power lines is underwater. you know, fish. You know, no. Since I'm a foodie, I'm gonna tell you guys something. Do you not know those big lobsters? Okay, I had bought one for my spouse. Like about maybe 20 years ago. Okay, it, it cost me like $75 20 years ago. Now the same exact lobster is damn near three or four, $500, right? So that lobster is over 150 years old. Those lobsters that big, they have age on them. Okay, real age, age. So if you're gonna buy lobsters, buy the younger. They're only gonna take out. They're not gonna take them out too small, so you don't have to worry about that because they have to throw them back in. So if you're gonna get 5 ounces, 6 ounce lobster, that's a good size. 7, 8. The bigger the tail, the more age it has on it. Okay, so you know. But I'm looking right at it. It's called the San Andreas Fault. The Rocky did a movie about it, and it was very informative. Not only did I watch the movie, I researched and found out what the movie was about. Real stories. Real stories, okay? Real stories. It says the Bay Area, Hayward Fault, and about 250,000 people could be forced to leave their homes in the major quake along the San Andreas Fault. The Northridge quake caused more than $20 billion in property damages and left Northridge a ghost town. Okay? So, they stop playing games with these freaking earthquakes. You know, they're not to be played with. They're not to be played with. You need to take them seriously. All right, so a really big earthquake, I'm going to tell you about the numbers. A really big earthquake is about 8.0 magnitude. 8.0, magnitude earthquake could kill about 1,800, injure 50,000, or more, displace thousands, of hundreds, thousands of billions of damages. That's what an 8.0 would do for you, okay? That's what they would do on an earthquake level. 8.0, that is the highest. Let me see what they say about it. It says, in a major earthquake, shaking could last for as much as 3 minutes. Bursting gas lines will burn down homes and businesses. Residents could wait for days for the first responders to reach them, and the break to the Los Angeles aqueduct could take months to repair, leaving such as Southern California without access to safe waters, warning Lucy Jones, as if they weren't bad enough. Residents in many communities such as coastal North Orange counties, Los Angeles, Ventura, Santa Barbara, San Francisco, live in liquid fraction zones. That's another word I gotta look up. Liquid fraction zones, where intense shaking could cause soil to act like quicksand. Whoa. Major liquid, so that's what that word means. Major liquid fraction can cause trees to sink into the soil, buildings to collapse, and roads to buckle as once solid ground turns to flowing mud. The 7.5 Indonesian quake of 2018. I didn't even know they had a bad quake in 2018. No. Triggered catastrophe liquefaction that wiped out a whole community. Satellite images and footage from the ground captured the devastation caused by liquid fraction. All right, I'm gonna show you guys what this look like. Just give me a second. Bear with me real quick. Disconnect this real quick. I'm gonna show you guys what it looked like. Can you see that? Let's see. Gotta do all this. Let's see. Got the case on this. Okay. Let's see if nope, that covers the camera. Boy, this stuff is too much technology for me. Yeah. Let's see if it be liquefied. Okay. Oh, sorry. Ooh. Is that what liquefied looks like? Do y'all see it moving? Yo, that is creepy. Yo, that is so creepy right now. Did y'all see the ground moving? Oh my God. Oh my goodness, look at this. Sorry, I just...
Y'all see the ground moving and there's no water. This is damages from an earthquake. Wow, guys. That was something. I don't even want to see anymore. It's just heartbreaking right now. That's crazy. Damages. Y'all see the images merging like that? Okay, that was satellite. That was satellite images. You know what I'm saying? That's what the satellite showed. The images of the effect of the earthquake. Dang. 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 Whew, that was creepy, creepy. Yes. That was. So now I know what liquid fraction is. Wow. Okay, so that's the worst. That's the worst of the 5 categories. That's the worst of the 5 categories of an earthquake. So it says large earthquakes actually increase the likelihood that more quakes will hit. Major earthquakes, such as Ridgecrest quake, will trigger hundreds of aftershocks. See, the aftershocks are bad too, you guys. Like I said, even though we didn't experience the earthquake, I felt a couple of tremors, okay? I felt some tremors. Let's put it that way, tremors from Cali. And, I'm very young. That's what I do. That's what I do. I don't have time for a lot of the craziness, but, I try to see what the bigger picture is. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about it. What is the bigger picture? Like, they get. Yeah. I just, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it. But I just see so much different things going on in the world. And it's like, why are you not telling the people the truth? Because the truth, you can't get paid off the truth. You can't get paid off the truth. You get paid off a lie. You get paid off a lie faster than you get paid off the truth. So it says, so a large such as Wednesday's, so that's this week Wednesday passed, was a 4.6 aftershock. And in the immediate aftermath of the quake, the region faces increased chances of another quake, even larger in magnitude. July 4th magnitude was 6.4 quake, was reclassified as a foreshock, when even the bigger magnitude 7.1 hit the next day, but the earthquakes such as Sears Valley, or the Tuesday's magnitude 4.3 earthquake in Black Hawk triggered large quakes among powerful fault lines. Hmm. So I wonder, Ridgecrest quakes was really suspect to my friend. I was just about to say something about that. I feel you. Vaughn, we here. We eye to eye. So are you telling me that smaller quakes trigger other quakes to make the magnitude go higher, or the bigger quakes trickle down to the different areas? Hey, Big Red, we talking about blackout and earthquakes right now. Okay, so when an earthquake hits, seismologists look to see which fault is responsible and whether it's capable of triggering nearby larger faults. When a large fault earthquake hits, it actually increases the chances of more quakes nearby. See, didn't I just say that? Does the big one trickle down to the little ones, or the little ones trickle up to a bigger one? Okay? So they trigger larger faults. When a large earthquake hits, it actually increases the chance of more quakes nearby. The ridge crest, we talk about that one now. Hey, Jada, you might want to research sinkholes while you're at it. Jada, we just saw how an 8.0 liquefies the ground. Okay, I learned a new word called liquid fraction. Okay, and the ridge crest quake didn't initially raise concerns about triggering quakes along other faults because the region is so remote. However, the magnitude 7.1 quake and the hundreds of smaller ones that followed. You see what it said? Hundreds. It said, and the hundreds of smaller ones that followed created cracks extending the fault toward two other faults capable of creating major tremors. According to United States Geography Survey, the ridge crest aftershocks are creeping closer and closer to the Owen Valley and the Garlock Faults. The Owens Valley Fault is in the Mammoth area, is responsible for one of the largest California quakes on record, and the Garlock skirts of the Mojave Desert could produce major quake felt from the Ventura County to San Diego County. These are places we will be more concerned. Man, just remember there are many domes and caverns that connect them across the. Yes, Jaded. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes. Deep underground military bases. And the guy just mentioned he's telling what's his name? Hiru is telling me like the satellites, weather manipulation. Okay? Weather manipulation satellites. HARP. So where does earthquakes classify? Would earthquakes classify in the disaster areas? Like I'm trying to understand weather and earthquakes are not the same. Weather and earthquakes. So what classification would earthquakes come into? I mean, what is going on to where the earth actually moves inland, not outland, inland, okay? So, now they're going to say these places we will be more concerned. U.S. Geological Survey's research. Little earthquakes are telling us where big earthquakes are more likely to appear. You heard what I said? Little earthquakes are telling us where big earthquakes are. Okay? So, now this I believe here is a lie. It says the chances of dying in a major quake are actually pretty slim. You are far more likely to die in a car crash, be murdered, or struck by lightning than you are to die in a quake. According to the United States Geological Survey, the lifetime risk of dying in an earthquake is about 1 in 20,000. The USG estimate that 8.0 magnitude quake could kill more than 1,800 people. One of the largest quake hit a major metro area in California in recent decades was a 6.7 magnitude. Quake struck in North Ridge in 1994, killing 57 people. So if the big one isn't likely to kill you, what would you be worried about? Ain't that some shit? How can you actually? Who writes this stuff? You see how I tell you how media like tells you lies. We just saw a 8.0 in Indonesia where we saw the ground actually liquefying. We just watched that. She said Ridgecrest doesn't even really have earthquakes. It's a military base there. Jaded. That's Jaded. It's not Jada. It's Jaded. That's a man. So, the primary quake's injury stems from broken glass underfoot and falling objects overhead. While most quakes aren't fatal, the bigger the quake, the greater your chance of injury. The North Ridge quake caused 57 deaths, but another 50,000 people were injured. We can't know when the big one went down all the wall hangings, televisions, and tall furniture that could topple over during a quake. In an 8.0 magnitude quake, the estimates that 50,000 people will be injured. So, what that's telling me is that you're not going to die from the ground being ripped open. You're going to die from everything falling on top of you. What kind of dumb shit is that? That's just dumb. That is dumb. So you're not blaming the earthquake for people losing their life. You're blaming everything around them that's going to fall on them, that's going to kill them. So if these things fall on them and to kill them, what caused it to fall? I'm going to do one of Uncle Fed's numbers. Huh? What caused them to fall? The earthquake caused it to fall. A major earthquake can mean displacement and financial devastation for hundreds of thousands of California families. According to the California Earthquake Authority, about 13% of Californians who have residential insurance also have earthquake insurance. The rate is slightly higher for residents in areas such as Los Angeles, Orange County, and slightly lower for people that are inland, in the Inland Empire. If a major quake hit, hundreds of thousands of people could find their homes destroyed or uninhabitable, and most won't have insurance nor the savings to rebuild. According to the USG, 40,000 could be this 40. I'm sorry, 400,000. 400,000 could be displaced in a magnitude of 7.0. Quake on the Bay Area, Howard fault, and about 250,000 could be forced to leave their homes in a major quake along the San Andreas Fault. The North Ridge quake caused more than 20 billion in property damages and left parts of North Ridge a ghost town. Okay, so it's my, what do you say? How could it calculate all those people dying? That's what I'm saying. You have to wait for that's gonna be one strong ass 3 minutes. You know how long 3 minutes can be in an earthquake? Hmm. That's like almost forever. It's only my belief. This is what Jada Truth said. It's only my belief that some of these tunnels and caverns are falling, causing some of sinkholes. Some of these sinkholes. Hi, Damascus. All right. Okay. Let's just look. Let's just talk about the sinkholes. Where you want these sinkholes to be? Okay. We got look at the choices. We got Texas sinkholes, we got California sinkholes, and we got Florida sinkholes. Okay. Since we're talking about the quakes in California, let's talk about the sinkholes. Okay. Oh man. Ah, that's horrible. Do I have to show you guys these pictures? Hi, Afrogenic. I miss you. I know, girl. I've been busy. Hi, Damascus. Ah, man. I'm going to show you guys the sinkhole. Mm. See now, thank you very much, Jada. Now I'm going to have to look up sinkholes out here by me. You see what I'm saying? Look at this. Look at that sinkhole. Look at this. OMG. Goodness. Ah. I do not want to see that. Ah. Look at this one. See that? Mm-hmm. Wow. Oh. What the? Yo, this is some disturbing ass pictures. Look at it. That's in California. That's in California. No, are you kidding me? OMG. They saying growing dispute over sinkholes on eroding California coast. Are y'all ready for this picture? Look at that. That's on the coast. Wow. Wow. Yo, that's. Oh my goodness. See, now I gotta look up Texas. Got me messed up already. Look at that sinkhole. The stores and the people who live in there. Wow. Oh man. Oh my goodness, this is heartbreaking. Look. Look at the holes in the middle of the earth. This is freaking amazing. Look at this. Look at that. See the bridge over on us on the left? Mountains. That's in Monticello. Oh, all right. This is exhausting. Look at this. Car fell down into the damn sinkhole. Holy sh! Oh, wait a minute. All right. Thank you, Jaden. Thank you, Jaden. Now we'll probably have nightmares tonight. Yeah, thank you. Because look at this. Look at that. Are you serious? Goodness. Oh, Lord. What are they doing? What are they doing? Mm. What are they doing? This is Mongolia. Wow. Look at that hole. Look at that hole. I believe you're right. I truly believe you're right. I'm gonna say what he said. He said, I believe that earthquakes and sinkholes are connected. Just a theory. That's not a theory. I believe that's the truth. I believe that's the truth. Because did you guys see the picture I showed you, the first picture I showed you? Did you see all the wiring that's under there? Did you see the wiring? Did you see the cables? Huh. You see the cables under the earth? Like I told you guys, I told you that they got these huge cables in the oceans. All through, all from ocean to ocean, from sea to shiny sea. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at that. Hey, Danny Toolbox. How you doing? We was talking about started out with New York City blackouts, and then we was talking about earthquakes, and now we're talking about sinkholes that are very freaking disturbing. These sinkholes are disturbing. It says heavy rainfall causes road to collapse in California. No, look at the road collapse. Look at this. This is crazy. Look, Vaughn, this is what we do on this channel, okay? This is what we do. We don't do drama. We do information. I do food. I love my cooking, But I'm very into our cultures. I'm into the world. And, I have people, I'm not even gonna call them subscribers. I call them my BK riders. My BK riders are intelligent people. We are intelligent people, and I can't wait to. I tell you, I'm one of those people. Whenever I travel, whenever I leave the state, whenever I have to jump time zones, it take me about 2 weeks to almost a month to get myself together. Oh, I will not be in a swamp tonight, dear. No, 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 no. I don't want to. I don't want to do swamps. I'm already. I already live in the woods. You playing with me, Jada? Jada, you playing with me? Uh, yo, oh, but this is interesting. It says sinkhole states. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. It says the Phoebe ratio. The Phoebe ratio is the number of people dependent on the government, employees, welfare recipients, and future pensioners per 100 private sector workers. The 8 states have ratios over 100 and are also recent losers in the competition for tax-paying citizens. The SOCM score is percentage of state tax revenue upcoming from people with incomes over 500,000. The states are Alaska, California, Connecticut, Illinois, Louisiana, Mississippi, New York, and West Virginia. They call them the sinkhole states. I promise you. Look at that. Sinkhole states. Okay? So, that's where the places where you would lose your money, your money, your money ain't gonna never be right. Okay, so this is another thing I want to talk about: the work to welfare. Yeah, let me tell you, people better stop looking down. You better stop looking down at the McDonald's worker. You better stop looking down at the workers that work at the fast food chains. Okay, they making bank. Okay, you may think, oh, they minimum wage. They are 52% of work to welfare families. Okay? Work to welfare. Home care workers are 48%. Child care workers are 46%. Part time college, 25%. But anyway, let's get back to, let me see. I'm telling you, if the video is horrible, Jaden, I'm going to send you some horrible emails. Turn my bubbles up. Oh, I'm still and I'm live. Okay. Sinkhole in the swamps. Sinkhole swallowed trees in Louisiana swamp. Damn. Is that what I'm supposed to be looking up, Jay? Type in sinkhole in swamp. Sinkhole in swamp. Oh. Let me take the S off because this looks horrible. This looks horrible. See if something else come up. Damn, the same video came up. Okay, let's see. Let's see what it looks like. Take my bubbles off. Take my bubbles off. Yo, I thought that was is that an alligator? What? What the hell is that? What? Oh. Oh. Yo. Wow. What the? Wow. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? Wait, I gotta see that again. Wait a minute, I gotta see that again. Let me see that again with my good eye. Let me look with my good eye this time. Wait a minute. Wow. Yo. Dang. Oh, Jada, that was horrible. Oh, that was horrible. Oh, that was horrible. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. That was horrible. Oh, man. Wow. Dang. I don't know why I listen to you. Ugh. I thought it was an alligator or something in the water first. I thought it was something like an alligator or an anaconda or something. But I said some months ago, I've been saying some years ago, Louisiana is sinking. Okay, hello Jenny. Louisiana is sinking. It sinks a certain amount every year. Every year. Look at that, 40 feet of trees swallowed in Louisiana swamp sinkhole. Dang. Officials of Assumption Parish were monitoring sinkholes near Bayou Combe, Louisiana on Wednesday when a stand of 40-foot cypress trees suddenly began to list and within seconds disappeared beneath the swamp. In the year since, the sinkhole has grown in size from 1 to 28 acres. Oh my goodness. Methane leaks in similar underground caverns have forced residents out of the towns in Louisiana and Texas. In Hutchinson, Kansas, 2001, caverns leak caused an explosion that killed 2 people. In 2012, the state of Louisiana filed a lawsuit against Texas Spring for the environmental damage caused by sinkhole. Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to ask the question, okay? What is a sinkhole? Okay. Okay, a sinkhole. The sinkhole which located in the area of, no, we're asking how deep it is. A sinkhole which is located in the area of bedrock is approximately 80 meters. 80 meters conversion is 260 feet in diameter, and 30 meters conversion is 98 feet deep, with many mature trees growing on the floor of the hole. What the? Oh my goodness, here we go. Yeah, okay, Jada. Yeah, you're gonna have me up all night. You're gonna throw out keywords and have me up all night. You know what? It's 2:41 in the morning. I'm gonna finish up with this sinkhole nonsense. Show another couple of pictures if I can try to find a sunrise somewhere. You know what? ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring up, I got so many people, but Jaden already knows. He's one of the people that I'm going to bring up when I do my interviews. He has some very interesting things that we talk about in our emails. And we're going to try to find what's real and what's not real, okay? We're going to do that. Now he wants me to look at Whirlpool. Boy, only Whirlpool I don't know want to know about is the one that's going to wash my clothes. I ain't messing with you. Okay, continued erosion increases the size of the depression, like dissolution. Sinkholes cover a subsidarians. Sinkholes happen slowly. The most dangerous type of sinkholes is a cover collapse sinkhole. In these cases, the bedrock is covered by a layer of clay. So, would you think that this started out with volcanoes? Volcanoes? No, that's something else I have to look up, the volcanoes nonsense. Because the only one we only hear about was St. Helens. But there's volcanoes popping off every day, all over the world, okay? They're all popping off, okay? What is the biggest sinkhole in the world? Quara Depression. The vast Quara, West Cairo, Egypt, is the largest natural sinkhole in the world, measuring 80 kilometers by 120 kilometers wide. Dangerous sludge quicksand pit is unearthly in its appearance and shocking in its size. Oh, now we got to see that. How about that? Let's go look and see what that looks like. I need to see what that looks like because that looks massive. Let's see if they have any pictures of that. I ain't gonna mess with you in your whirlpools, not tonight. Oh my goodness. I just want to see a picture. The desert. What is in Cairo? They showing pictures, but I'm trying to see a picture in depth. Is that it? No. Oh, wow. I'm not even gonna show y'all. Just ask yourself, where is all the water going? Jada, Jaden, I'm sorry, I keep saying Jada. I'm just gonna call you Truth. I can't call you Truth. I'm gonna call you JT. That'll be your new name, JT. You know what? Tell us, where is the water going? You tell us what your theory is. I'm interested to hear what your theory is. How about that? So, are they saying that this sinkhole is so big that it's part of the desert in Cairo? Or is it so big they can't take a picture of it? Well, I don't understand. Jada, I want to hear what you better not go nowhere. I want to hear what is your theory on the whirlpool. Come on now, so we can close this up because this picture got me looking crazy. I'm trying to find. No, I don't want to watch nothing. I want to see the doggone picture. Maybe it is. Because all the pictures that I'm seeing, they're like really big. but I can't tell like the size or the width. I don't get it. Like the sinkholes for this quad depression thingy that's in Cairo. I put on images. Let me go to all images. Unless it's that doggone big. But I want to see like one picture of it, like one distinctive picture. This is what they're showing me. They're showing this picture. They have a lot of other pictures, but see, I'm trying to find one that's in depth. They're showing a lot of other ones. And I was looking at this right here to see how big it is. In Africa. But I'm not even gonna, I don't even know why I even went to Cairo. Okay? I don't even know why. I don't know why I even went to Cairo. Because Cairo is in Africa. I don't even know why. But I'm going to look up. Where does the water go? I'm asking you, tell me. Whirlpool. I'm waiting for you to tell me, where does the water go? Why they took me here? I went somewhere else and they still took me back to Cairo. Remember, we only drilled 8 miles deep. And how they even know what the earth core is. You know what? I'm going to bed now. Because I know. See, I'm not going to let you pick my mind at no 3 o'clock in the morning. We about to say goodnight. Yes, we are. We're about to say goodnight in a few seconds. Because you ain't going to get me sucked into talking about the earth core and all that other stuff. No. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Whirlpool. Galaxy. What is that? Now, see, they showed me Whirlpool Galaxy. So, whirlpools are also connected, I believe. Yeah. So you guys can see a picture of it. This is what me and him was fussing about. This whirlpool right here. They look like a sinkhole, but it's water. You see, but it's water. Okay, so that's what we're talking about, the whirlpool. But it says right here, boulder dies after sinkhole creates a whirlpool in Arkansas. That's the sinkhole there. It's more of a muddyish. You know what? Now you're going to have me up thinking where the hell the water went. I can't. Okay. I'm going to ask Google. Hey, Google, where does the whirlpool water go?
According to Wikipedia, more powerful ones in seas or oceans may be termed maelstroms. Vortex is the proper term for a whirlpool that has a downdraft. In narrow ocean straits with fast-flowing water, whirlpools are often caused by tides. To find out more, look for the link in your Google Home or Google Assistant app.
So, okay. So, I have no theory on where the water is going, only that millions of gallons of water disappear when there is a whirlpool. Okay, sinkhole. Sinkhole. Okay. Okay. I grasp it. I grasp it. So, see, when you talk about 8 feet, drilling 8 feet in, okay, drilling 8 feet into the earth, and then we're talking about earthquakes, sinkholes, whirlpools, even that he mentioned satellites, weather satellites. We have to ask ourselves these questions. Why are we having them so frequently now? Okay? Why are we having them so frequently? We have to ask, what part of these disasters is the government taking part in? Because you say, oh, the government wouldn't create earthquakes. How you think people been relocated all over this earth? I have no theory on where the water is going. There's no really, okay. That wasn't a damn sinkhole. It was a whirlpool. So where is it going? They saying the sinkholes produce whirlpools. I mean, like, But yet, do you see what they look like underneath? Look, this is what they look like underneath the water. They have that downward. But does it? I don't understand. Does it start from the bottom? Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Now I want to know. Now I want to know that. Where? I don't know how to word it. Look, I'm not gonna let you do this to me tonight. All right. Good night. Good night, Jaden. Good night, Jaded. Good night. Good night. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Good night. 'Cause I ain't gonna do this with you tonight. No, sir. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Ain't gonna do it. Ain't messing with you. Water on top of a sinkhole, much like a kitchen sink. Right. You see the water goes down. But down where? Like, down where? Because, you know what I think sometimes? And I'm going to keep it brief. All this land that's underwater, that look like different civilizations, okay? Different civilizations. Because I'm still trying to figure out where the sand come from. I'm still trying to figure out where the sand come from. Where does sand come from to where it can cover pyramids that are bigger than skyscrapers? Okay. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Where did all that sand come from that covered up all the pyramids? Okay, so some things we just have to keep on digging into. Some things. What is that? Oh, my Uncle Pat on too. Mm. Let me say hi. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. um, so you call bullshit, you know. So we have to take our time and actually figure out. And most likely, he probably talked me into coming on his panel. Okay, probably talked me into coming on this panel because this is what we do. This is what we do. Research. I'm coming.
So damn people.
I'm doing quakes and sinkholes.
Yeah, you know, they probably made up that magnitude of bullshit. I don't believe that. I'm question everything. I don't believe that.
What you say? Google gives us scientific answers which mainstream academia give us. Something creates that vortex underwater. Yeah. I think so. I think so. Something is pulling it. Something is pulling it. Like I don't know what kind of direction or you know the properties it has, but something is doing it. Something is making it do what it do. All right, it was a pleasure hanging out with you guys. Good night, Jaden. Good night to all the people in my chat. I'm going over to Uncle Fed's page and hang out over there because he's talking about I see figures of the earth, and that's what I do. So, okay. Yeah, so good night, you all. I'm going to let my bubbles flow for a few, and I'm going to talk to you guys through text. And you gave me a whole lot of stuff to look up some more. I done told you go to bed an hour ago. All right, you guys. Thank you guys for coming out and hanging out with BK. Miss Ryder Dot, my BK Riders, love you much. And you guys have a blessed night. Good night. My thinking, shoo. I need to try to sleep a little more, a little less than I think, okay? I'm just checking out some of these things we talked about tonight. I'm like, it's like really to the fact to like, how are we as civilization, as human beings, as people of the world, allowing them to do this to the people? Like, they don't have no care about life. It's just sad. I'm actually watching how I don't understand that. I really don't understand that. I'm like lost right now. I'm like seriously lost at what I'm looking at, because how is that possible that you're gonna build on a sinkhole? Like, who does that? It actually says South Korea is turning Egypt Quetta Depression into a farm, turning the desert green. Like, where do they do that at? South Korea is going over to Africa to turn one of their deserts green. Y'all think about that. Think about that. And they're showing you how they're doing it. Oh, not to mention it's going to cost $10 billion. $10 billion to do that. I'm going to have to take some pictures of this, because I thought if I actually could show you guys this video that I'm watching. But it's something. It's something else. It's showing you how to turn the bacteria and stuff into drinking water, purifying the water. No, wait a minute. Are they purifying the water? Are they changing the desert into something? Changing the desert into water? Yo, I'm tripping. So, I'll have to wait till another day, because this that I'm watching right now is some, what in the world is this? Okay? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. What is they liquefying? Why are they in the desert? How are they going to convert the desert? They even got airplanes that go out across the desert. Why missiles? Turning the Quetta Depression into a farm. That look like something else. I don't know what else it look like, but it looks like something else. I don't know what this is. I don't know what's going on. Well, we're gonna figure it out together. All right, you guys. Peace and love. Speak to y'all later.